Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Project Nodenium. Today we've been working on the village just a little bit. We put in this big statue of supposed to be a swordsman. I think it turned out pretty good. We still plan on adding a couple more buildings down this way, but I thought we'd end up taking a break on this episode from the village and work on a couple more farms, because as you can see, some of our tools are starting to get worn down pretty good, and even our armor as well. And I don't really have a great source. Of experience, so I figured we would build a farm, which I kind of already done a little bit off screen, but we're gonna do a build for it. So up over here, you can kind of see it there in the distance as we fly in real quick. So I've cleared out this giant piece of land, and down here we moved a couple villagers over from the village, from our villager breeder, and we brought them down in here. This is pretty much just a giant potato farm. We could also grow carrots in here too, and I forget who built it, but I will leave a link to their video down in the description. But yeah, down here we're already starting to gain a couple potatoes. We just built this, so we have quite a bit of storage for it as well. So pretty much what I have planned for this area is that we're going to put down a couple windmills and turn this whole area into a couple giant crop fields, and we'll have a bunch of wheat, potatoes, probably some carrots, probably maybe every crop in the game. We'll see. I don't have beetroot on me currently, but maybe I'll be able to find some. Alright guys, as you can see here, there's still quite a bit of materials that we are going to need to gather, especially the red and white wool. I don't think I hardly have any wool right now. The gray wool and the light gray wool. And yeah, lots of materials, so I'll do a super fast time lapse of me gathering all these materials. So to solve our lack of wool problem, I'm going to go around and try to gather up some sheep, put them in this pen. I've kind of isolated it over here where our builds are going to be going and where the wheat fields are going to be going. So I'm going to fly around, and we're going to try to find some sheep in order to fill this pen up so we can have some wool for our builds. Alright guys, so we caught these guys, and I think I will do at least one of these adults, maybe one of these adults, red for now, and then, because our two primary wolves are going to be red and white, and then as we breed them up, which we might be able to, no, not yet, once we breed up 4 of them, then I will do the two babies, gray and dark gray. Maybe even start up a auto sheep farm, or at least a crude one. Just to start getting that wool collected. Luckily we don't need a crazy amount of wool, but it's definitely something I've been lacking on lately. Alright guys, we finally got all our materials together. I actually ended up having to go to the shopping district and buying a little bit of wool, just because this was taking a really long time to grind these guys out. I'm going to have to build a wool farm at some point, but we did end up getting a couple stacks here for the windmills that we're going to be building. And then in here we have all our materials collected. We have some of the wool here, and then obviously a variety of blocks. Our primary blocks are going to probably be the sandstone and our spruce logs, as well as some cobble variants, and there's a little bit of oak in this build as well. Alright guys, let's get into this build. Alright guys, the windmill is all finished. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. We haven't quite got an interior yet, but it's a pretty small one. We'll probably end up building a wheat mill of some kind in there. But yeah, pretty happy with how this turned out. It's pretty tall and definitely a landmark or an identifier. We have this wraparound kind of porch area. I need to get a flower for that guy. But yeah, it's pretty much done. There's still some interior and stuff that we need to do. But overall, pretty happy with the build. I'm thinking what we'll do in here is we'll actually bring down a pillar to make it kind of look like there's some kind of wheat mill going on in here. Maybe store some extra wheat and stuff like that in here. Up here, it's a pretty tall. You get a good view of the whole area from the top of it. I don't know if I'll stick this landing. Oh, yeah, I did it. Okay. But yeah, we've kind of started on the pathway here. We might do another build right here, but for the most part, all this stuff is going to be farm. And yeah, I'll probably do a super fast time lapse so you guys can see that real quick. We'll probably do a bunch of other stuff as well, but I will get right back to you guys here in a second. Alright guys, so here we are. We just finished all the wheat fields. We've added in some trees, bushes, and a bunch of other stuff, but first I want to show you guys the interior of our windmill here. It's all finished up now. So if we come inside, you're immediately met with this the wheat mill. So you throw wheat inside of here, and then this deal would turn and crush it up, make it into flour, and then you'd go ahead and store it away. We have a little bed in here, table with an amethyst, a bunch of tools, some pots. There's some pots over here for transplanting, different crops and stuff. In these barrels, we just kind of have some spare water buckets and just a couple leftovers from working the fields and stuff like that. If we come outside, I think probably the best. We'll walk through it first. So I really like how this turned out with the barrels and stuff like that. But when you're walking through it, it's like you can't really see that far away. You can see the sheep over there. There's a little bit of a hill and stuff like that. But over there it dips down, so you really can't see anything. But yeah, I really like how this turned out. Like it's pretty nice. Yeah, and then we did a little bit of path, a little bit of coarse dirt and stuff like that to texture it. And then we added these azalea trees over here on the edge of the farm and on the edge of the farm over here. And if we come back this way real quick, so yeah, back this way we have a cobblestone pathway, or I guess a kind of cobblestone pathway, a pathway with cobblestone and stuff like that in it, cobblestone and mossy cobble. And yeah, we kind of just put these trees along the edge of the farm and stuff like that. We kind of have a little bit of lighting going on over here as you walk this way. That might change. I'm not too sure. But yeah, hopefully out this way we could do some more builds and stuff like that. Just build closer, down, or just keep pushing these builds down the river. But I believe on the next episode I have big plans for back across the way over there by the village. We got a couple more village houses to add to finish off this village. And then I have even bigger plans for out over here in this big area of spruce and I think it's going to be really cool, and I hope you guys stick around to watch that. That's all the time we have left. Thanks again for watching this episode of Project Nodenium, and yeah, I appreciate it. If you guys made it this far in the video, if you guys like this content, please like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you guys so much. Peace.